Oh, hello, Andrew.
Hey, Yara.
What's all this?
Well, these are Christmas gifts.
Okay.
From Patrick Kong.
Who?
Mm-hmm. Patrick Kong.
Oh, you mean the king?
Oh, yeah. The king, yeah. Patrick the King Kong.
Well, that was nice of him.
He's very nice, very generous, very generous. I'm very much looking forward to them.
Can we open them?
Oh, no.
Oh,
we
okay.
can't open these yet. Perhaps we should, I mean, we're here, we should talk about a movie. Why don't we talk about a movie?
That again.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that.
No.
Let's at least talk about something good.
What's good that's like a good holiday movie that we both like? Die Hard!
Die Hard! Yay!
Die Hard takes place in, I suppose, 1988 and Christmas Eve. And John McClane is flying from New York to Los Angeles.
It's all explained through the Argyle character.
Yeah.
We get the exposition that him and his wife, she got a really good job, turned into a great career. She moved to Los Angeles, he stayed in New York, she's out there with the kids. So yeah, this is the time to go, and it's Christmas, maybe they'll rekindle something. And we learn that her corporation, the Takagi, or Nakatomi, with her boss Takagi, they've picked up the expenses, they've flown him out there. So he gets to the party, it's immediately, kind of fish out of water.
Then Hans and the other guys, they come in, take control of the building.
Yeah.
Very slick.
So obviously, they had planned this out for a long time. They know all the ins and outs, how to, bypass security, how to take care of everything. They've got the computer hacker guy, they got the muscle. You've got Hans, who's obviously very, very smart. He's the mastermind. He planned this whole thing out.
And then he takes Takagi. He wants the code. Kills Takagi. McClane will spring on the bad guys. He'll shoot a bunch of them, blows a bunch of stuff up. Throughout the whole movie, you kind of learn more about who McClane is. You learn more about the Gruber character, and you learn more about Al Powell, and so it's good. Like, it builds its characters while the action is going.
Yep.
LAPD is useless, FBI is useless, and then there's the big, finale at the end. Just a lot of fun, and then it ends happy.
Probably my favorite Christmas movie ever.
It's a tradition watching it at Christmas.
Always, you gotta watch it on Christmas Eve.
It has just as many elements of whimsy and fun and just like over the top, and you're like, really? Okay, I buy it. That any kind of say holiday movie might have. Other movies that are set at Christmas. Lethal Weapon has a lot of references to Christmas, Christmas lights, Christmas trees. There's a shootout in the Christmas tree lot. Someone drives their car into the house, knocks over the Christmas tree. There's like a big shootout, Christmas lights, everything like that, right? Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Except it could have just taken place at any time of the year. Christmas is just there. It's not part of the story. Whereas I feel in Die Hard, it's part of the story.
Yeah.
There's many references, just like Lethal Weapon did. There's references to Christmas. But I feel like because Christmas is more of that, again, that fantastical thing, there's a lot of things in Die Hard that are just a little bit fantastical.
But it's also, one of those where when you hear a Christmas movie, up until this, before Die Hard, it's like, oh, you know what to get, right? You're expecting a guy or a person down in their luck, and then by the end of the film, they have a happy ending. They realize the true meaning of Christmas, right? But, this subverts your expectations, right? What if terrorists show up on Christmas?
Who said we were terrorists?
Thieves show up on Christmas,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, still, he is down on his luck. It does thread that Christmas redemption. It threads the idea of like whimsy and fun, Like it takes place over one night, Christmas Eve.
One
like
location.
It's very specific, one location.
Which is nice.
You know, at the end, you know, all the papers that are falling is like snow.
Snow.
It's very.
There are no mistakes
deliberate.
in that movie. Yeah, everything is planned out.
So I think
Down
it
to the
earns
smallest details.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It earns its Christmas movie moniker.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You know, they sell those sweatshirts. You know, remember Nakatomi or remember 12/24/88 or whatever. Like, it's very popular now. It's very much in fashion to be wearing a shirt or something that references Die Hard.
Yeah, I've always wanted a shirt like that. You know. Ellis, what a douchebag.
A great guy.
I was just making a call.
Snorting some lines.
Snorting some lines. He's a jerk.
Well,
we don't like Ellis. I don't like Ellis.
I like Ellis.
You would. And then Takagi, I do feel a little bit bad that he gets shot.
Yes, he's
violently.
He's got children. He's married. Yeah.
He survived the internment camps.
Right.
He's well educated. You know, you know, Rickman goes through his whole like biography, and you're just kind of like, geez, this guy's a father of 5. You know, interned at Manzanar and all that stuff, and it's just kind of like he's been through.
Al Powell, right? The only cop that actually believes his story.
Right.
What's happening?
The only competent cop.
Pretty much,
Los
yeah. And
Angeles.
he's just a beat cop. He doesn't. He's pushing papers. He's a desk jockey because he had a little accident. He shot a kid.
Yeah.
Dwayne T. Robinson.
And I'm in charge of this situation.
Oh, you're in
charge.
So this is the part where we just quote the rest of the movie for the next 90 minutes. Come up here, doesn't look like you're in charge of Jack.
Listen to me, you little ass. I'm not the one who just got on national television. You're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Put the other guy back on. Paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. Pretty close. Possibly the greatest villain ever.
He's definitely up there.
Just so calculating and smart and funny and charming and everything.
Yeah. Pretty much because of who played him. Hans Gruber is an example of a villain that, because everyone likes to play the villain, you know, they're more fun.
They're more complex.
Yeah. Hans Gruber elevated that film. Like, the idea of like, you're only as good as your villain, you know, they really set the bar. And they're not, you know, both Hans and McClane, they both want something, right? They're both driven, and they're constantly, you know, bad. You know, because I've heard people say like Hans Gruber's the actual protagonist. To, you know, according to the definition of a protagonist, you know, reaching a goal.
Right. McClane gets in his way.
McClane gets in his way. So
it's interesting.
So there's Carl, right?
Everybody's favorite.
Great. Alexander Goodenough, perfect foil for like McClane. And I love that too about like the whole, you have the brains and then you have the muscle. He's bloodthirsty and he wants to kill McClane for obvious reasons,
right?
Because he kills his brother.
First,
and so he's constant. It motivates him. See, that's good writing. You know, he's not just like going out to like kill the guy because he was told to by his boss. It's like it's personal.
Oh, sure.
Theo, we can talk about him.
Theo's cool. He serves a purpose.
Right.
He's kind of a wuss. And then they have the Asian guy.
It's just pretty much a staple. Anytime you needed an Asian bad guy
in the 80s.
In the 80s, you called this guy. Then there's the guy that's sitting at the front desk.
He pops the original security guard, then puts on his outfit and watches the USC game, even though it's Christmas Eve. Carl's brother Tony always reminded me of Jeffrey Dahmer. He had that Dahmer look, those big glasses and the blonde hair. And
the bad guy from Ghostbusters 2 is in there. Remember, he's the guy that helps carry the rocket launcher. Right. You know, and then I see him, that guy, and then No More Table, Pal. That's another guy. I don't know.
Who's that guy?
York connection, right? All people in the film that speak with the New York accent, and there's a number of them.
Many, many, many.
You know,
We talk about this. Sometimes we talk before we film.
We talk.
It's not just a professional relationship.
Yeah.
It's more than professional. No, but we were saying how like the guys working in the manhole. First of all, their helmets say Con Edison, which does not exist in Los Angeles. That's a New York thing. And they refer to the grid as grid 212, which is a New York area code, 212. They have strong New York accents.
It can't be done from here. I got the rate. We can't do it from down here, I'm telling you.
And you made that point that, and the people that have that accent are like the logical ones in the movie.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, they're making like sound decisions. It's like, it can't be done from here.
Can't be done from here. I could call.
It can't be done, I tell you.
Has to be done downtown.
We're talking.
I got the thing.
Talking 10 city blocks.
Hey, Walt. This is Walt down in Nakatomi. Hey, do me a favor. Do you think you could take out grid 212? 212?
Are you crazy?
Except for Johnson, he's got a New York accent. He's full of shit.
Yeah.
So there goes that theory.
I suppose, but you're allowed to have, one anomaly in the theory.
Are you really?
Sure. Maybe they have to give one nod because Powell is LA. Powell is also incredibly logical and smart, and it's just like he's a regular beat cop. He's still an LA guy, But even one more thing.
What'd you do, Bruno?
Dwayne T. Robinson has one good line in there.
I hope it's not a hostage.
Where Powell kind of screws up, right? Powell's like the things he said, like being able to spot a phony ID. He's like, Jesus Christ, Powell could be a bartender for all we know. That's true.
Yeah.
He could be a bartender, which he actually was.
Yes.
Now, I love Die Hard. I think it's a great film. That's one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
There are a couple of things I want to bring up because I've had questions about them, and I feel like this is the best forum, to bring these things up.
Is it really?
No. We open up with John landing in Los Angeles, and there's that New York business guy, whatever, like that, and he's like, "You don't like air travel, do you?" And McClane, he had his hands on the seat armrest, and he's like, "What gives you that idea?" I just don't understand why on earth, had these guys not talked at all. It's a 5-hour flight. Like the two of them never talked. It kind of bothers me where it's like, John McClane's from New York. This guy's from New York. They flew out of New York. It's like, John strikes me as someone that would talk to some people. He would talk to somebody, be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
I don't talk to people on planes.
Well, at the same time.
And I'm like John McClane.
Oh, well. Right. Okay. What do you mean? How?
Possibly even more badass.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Another thing that bothered me was there's 2 helicopters flying around. Then all of a sudden there's one. Where did the other one go?
I think I saw a story on this on Yahoo the other day, actually.
You did. Okay. You sure it wasn't AOL?
Mysterious second helicopter explained
this
20 years later.
This is a Dick Thornburg story.
Worst reporter ever.
He asks bad questions, that's for sure.
He's all about breaking that scoop first with questions.
Even though those 2 things are in there, you don't think about them at all.
Only a psychopath would think about those things.
That's fine. Perhaps the last thing, it's not a mistake at all. I want to know what Hans Gruber is writing in his little diary / like before, not the Palm Pilot, right? The book, right?
Dear Diary. No, maybe he was just making sure he crossed all his T's and dotted his I's. And he's like,
I suppose.
Kill Takagi, check. Blow up building, check.
Almost check. Like he circled it. It's like next.
To do, my to-do list.
My to-do list. This is my to-do list. this
Carl's up there.
I circled it. I have to do it.
Yeah.
Hans has not talked to anybody about his little plan with the
No.
FBI cutting the power, and everyone's going in with him. Perhaps they thought that Takagi would just speak, and that they would have gotten the information.
It would have been a real short movie.
Right.
So in a way, Takagi's a hero because he refused to give up the information, gets killed, and then buys them like 6 hours of time for John McClane to go do his thing. If Takagi had caved, which most people would, you got family, you got kids at home, you know, you're
Yeah.
gonna cave and that kind of stuff. Someone's putting a gun to your head.
Sure.
I'd be like, sure, here's the password. I don't care. It's not my money.
Yeah.
But he's like, you're just gonna have to kill me, and they kill him.
Get on a jet to Tokyo and ask the chairman, you're just going to have to kill me.
Okay.
Okay.
The one thing about Hans that's unbelievable is that any time he's using a gun, you're like, nah, I don't buy that.
He blinks.
Yeah, he's not used to holding a gun.
He's not used to holding a gun. Did you notice it's pretty good. After he realizes who Holly is, he flips the photo and it's like, pleased to make your acquaintance. He shoots
And the thing falls
and
on.
he blinks,
blinks every time,
which
yeah.
is fine. It's fine.
They talked about that too.
But then, do you notice that dance move he does right after that? He slides out of his office. Swear to God, it's like a disco move. He slides out. He's got his gun up, and then
Yeah. Although this came first, but I could see like Eddie Murphy reprising his Axel Foley type character as McClane. That could have worked. Same kind of wise ass, street smart.
that would be really good.
La 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 la. I'm not listening. You were still talking. Oh, can you imagine him talking to Agent Johnson? Been hanging around him too long, man. I guess you gotta be more natural.
Yeah. What does Agent Johnson say?
I'm Agent Johnson. This is Special Agent Johnson.
Oh, how you doing?
No relation.
No. What happened after this film? Have you ever wondered?
Often
Often.
keeps me up at night.
So like I wondered about what happened, you know, with like the beginning scene, and wondered like where'd the helicopter go. But one thing that people never really ever talk about, what happens after the events of the film? You know, McClane's been shot up a little bit, beat up, he's tired, but he's happy, you know. Hospital?
He ends up at the ER where Hans is being taken. They're all being taken to the morgue.
Right. Well, didn't Hans live? Didn't he fall on Louis Anderson?
Yeah. Yes.
He just happened to be. He just happened to be walking around there. He was like looking for a Wiener Schnitzel or something like that.
Has anybody seen a Wiener Schnitzel? I'm starving. Ow! Ow! Yeah.
Plop.
You know, Thornburg's probably there for broken nose.
Right.
They're all sitting in the
got
lobby
beat up.
waiting together.
Yeah, and McClane, you know,
He's
like,
it's just a flesh wound.
yeah.
Holly, I just want to go home. It's Christmas Eve, for God's sake.
John.
John, you're bleeding from the face and the shoulder. It's just a flesh wound.
You have a bullet in your back, John. Doctor comes out, Dr. Normal. Well,
So many people. What happened?
it must have been a disaster.
I have not watched TV all day.
And then he sees Hans. He's like, bruder? Oh, I haven't seen you since. And then Hans is like, oh God, you know. But that's more British thing. Yeah, that's what happened. It's like
They all ended up at the ER.
yeah,
That would have been a funny post-credit scene if such a thing existed.
yeah, like a Marvel post-credit scene, but instead it'd be like a Die Hard.
And the doctor comes
Comedy
out and
hour.
says, "Who's first?" And they all raise their hands. It just ends. Even John raises Hans's dead arm. There you go.
We have these gifts here.
Let's do it. I'm excited. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
get another fidget spinner this year.
Oh, those fidget spinners. This is yours.
Excellent.
So,
Sounds empty.
let's see. It's an elaborate wrap job.
Oh, look at that.
What do we have here? Oh, it's so deep. It's hard for me to get to this. What is this? Oh, look at that. That's fun. Oh.
Look at that. I know that reference.
Now I have a machine gun. Perfect.
Oh, interesting.
That's fun.
That is fun.
That's fun. I like that.
It's funny.
I've always wanted one of these.
I've always wanted one.
Exactly. Let's see what you got. Maybe a Maserati?
Oh, yes. You know, I get one every year. Is this,
What is it? What is it?
It appears to be Twinkies. Twinkies.
Oh,
I can use these to make a Twinkie wiener sandwich.
Twinkie wiener sandwich?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
I have one of these right now. I haven't had one of these in years.
Yeah, open that thing. Let's see. Are they still as good?
Let's find out.
How is it?
I'm just going to go for it.
Any good? How's that working out for you?
That's about how I remember. Very spongy. Very greasy. I forgot how greasy these things were. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.